ಭಾರತದ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಇ-ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಸಬಲೀಕರಣ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಾಗಿರುವ ಶಿಪ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಇಂದು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ದಿ ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಕಾರ್ಲ್ಟನ್ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಸಮಾವೇಶವಾದ ಶಿವಿರ್ 2025ರ ಮೊದಲ ಆವೃತ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿತು. ಭಾರತ 2.0 ಎಐ ಟೆಕ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಎಂಬ ವಿಷಯದ ಆಧಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದ ಈ ಸಮ್ಮಿಟ್ ಶಿಪ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಸ್ತರಣೆ ಹೊಂದುತ್ತಿರುವ ಮಹತ್ವದ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿದ್ದು, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರನ್ನು ಭವಿಷ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿದ್ಧವಾದ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ನಾವೀನ್ಯತೆಯ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಕೇಂದ್ರವಾಗಿ ಗುರುತಿಸಿದೆ. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಭಾಗವಾಗಿ ಶಿಪ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕೆಪಿಎನ್ಜಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಸಹಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಸ ವರದಿಯನ್ನು ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಲಾಯಿತು. ಈ ವರದಿಯು ಭಾರತದ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ರೂಪುಗೊಳ್ಳುವಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಪಾತ್ರವನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸುತ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ಸಾರುತ್ತದೆ. ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ರಾಜಧಾನಿಯಾಗಿ ಗುರುತಿಸಲ್ಪಟ್ಟ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಎಐ ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ, ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ತೀವ್ರವಾದ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಬಳಕೆಯ ಅಸಾಧಾರಣ ಸಮ್ಮಿಲನವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದೆ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಪರಿಸರ ಮತ್ತು ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯುಳ್ಳ ಗ್ರಾಹಕರು ಭಾರತದ $125 ಬಿಲಿಯನ್ ರಿಟೇಲ್ ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆಯನ್ನು ಮತ್ತಷ್ಟು ವೇಗಗೊಳಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದ ಶಿಪ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ನ ಎಂಡಿ ಸಿಇಒ ಸಾಹಿಲ್ ಗೋಯಲ್ ಅವರು, ಇಂದಿನ ತ್ವರಿತ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಯ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಜವಾದ ನಾವೀನ್ಯತೆ ಎಂದರೆ ಕೇವಲ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಮಾತ್ರವೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬದಲಿಗೆ ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮೂಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳನ್ನು ಸಬಲೀಕರಣಗೊಳಿಸಿ ಹೊಸ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳನ್ನು ಪಡೆಯಲು ಮತ್ತು ಸುಸ್ಥಿರ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಹೊಂದಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಗಿಸುವುದಾಗಿದೆ. ಶಿಪ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಕೆಪಿಎನ್ಜಿ ವರದಿಯು ಎಐ ಮತ್ತು ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಸ್ವೀಕಾರದಿಂದ ಉಂಟಾಗುತ್ತಿರುವ ಅದ್ಭುತ ಪ್ರಗತಿಯನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸಿ ದಾಖಲಿಸಿದೆ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಸೃಜನಶೀಲತೆ ಮತ್ತು ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ಪ್ರಗತಿಯ ಮೂಲ ಕೇಂದ್ರವಾಗಿ ಹೊರಹೊಮ್ಮಿದೆ. ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನುವುದು ಈಗ ದೂರದ ಕನಸಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ವಾಸ್ತವವಾಗಿದೆ. ಸಾಮಗ್ರಿಗಳ ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆಯಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ಗ್ರಾಹಕ ಅನುಭವಗಳನ್ನು ಒದಗಿಸುವವರೆಗೆ ಉದ್ಯಮಗಳು ಹೇಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತವೆ ಎಂಬುದನ್ನು ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಶಿಪ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಂಕೀರ್ಣತೆಯನ್ನು ಸರಳಗೊಳಿಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ ಲಭ್ಯವಾಗುವಂತೆ ಮಾಡುವ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ತಲುಪುವ ಸಾಧನಗಳನ್ನು ಒದಗಿಸುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಎಐ ಚಾಲಿತ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ನ ಹೊಸ ಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆಲ್ಲರಿಗಿಂತ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬೀಳದೆ ಮುಂದುವರಿಯಲು ಮತ್ತು ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸದಿಂದ ಮುನ್ನಡೆಸಲು ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇವೆ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಿದರು.
And I am a cardiologist who specializes in heart transplant. And presently I practice in both Apollo Chennai and Apollo Bangalore. I also visit other Apollo groups. So I would like to actually thank the Karnataka government organization which actually allocates the organs, Jivata Sarthake, for allocating this heart for our patient, and also for the various patients who had lung transplant. And also this initiative of cadaver organ transplant is now being very successfully being done in South India, especially South Indian states, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra, and also spreading in other states like Maharashtra. So that is a very successful initiative, as you can see that it can save life. So somebody who is dying of a heart problem, or Dr. Srinivas will say a lung problem, if you have a donation at the right moment and the right time, it can save a life. The whole person's life changes. As you heard the narratives from the patients, his whole life has changed. So previously he had no hope, he was hopeless. So from hopelessness, they got hope. And this again is a common initiative, and also we thank the governments involved, because the government support here is very important. And these governments, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, they have shown that how successfully they can save lives of various patients. As well as clinical teams, we are also gaining experience in this area. And especially internationally, if I can tell you that US, they do about 3,000 heart transplants per year, and maybe lung transplants, you would tell the number. On the other hand, we are just in 300s. So we have a long way to go also in this area.
So what are the challenges that you faced?
Yeah, the biggest challenge is maintaining the patient prior to a heart or lung transplant, because they are very sick, and to get the organ at the right time. So if they don't get the organ at the right time, then they may have a mortality, or their other organs may become bad, like kidney or lung. Then they can't, or liver. Then you cannot have a transplant. So right time transplant has to be done. And also at the same time, you see it's a very complex mix of factors. So the donor matching is also important. And here again the government the government support is important. So the right time, if a person has to get a heart or lung, the right matching, it may be a lot of transport problems are also a challenge. So as here luckily this patient got within the city and metro helped. On the other hand, if your heart or lung is somewhere else, about 1,000 kilometers away, then you may need to come by air also. So you may use a commercial aircraft. Sometimes you need a chartered flight, or nearby helicopter. And we are also within the city, we get by road also. ambulance. So
I'm a pulmonologist and I'm also the clinical lead for lung transplantation across the Apollo group of hospitals. And lung transplantation is my primary area of focus for the last 6-7 years that I'm primarily focused on this. Heart transplant, Dr. Ravi Kumar has spoken in great detail. Lung transplant is actually in its infancy in India. It's the last organ to be successfully transplanted. And a lot of people still come and ask me, is it possible to even transplant lungs? And a lot of doctors actually come and ask me, is it possible to transplant lungs? So still that awareness is not there in the community. And increasingly, fortunately, we are having good results and we are doing more and more. So similar to hearts, every, like lungs, we are doing about 200. US, for example, they do about 5,000 per year world over across now. There is a huge need in India because related lung deaths, preventable deaths, there are close to about 10 lakhs per year. Even assuming that 1% of these people we can save by doing transplants for the right people. So that is roughly about 10,000 transplants per year across India. We are doing 200 transplants. So it is, and this is not because of number of donations. There are enough donations. So it is only awareness. It is awareness. So hopefully more people see this, understand that our patients who are so unwell now are doing well. These are patients that you saw are consecutive transplants. We not selectively picked them. These are all patients who consecutively underwent transplant at Seshadripuram who are doing well. So it's not a chance that they do well, it is a certainty that they will do well with us. So we try to control every step of the process to give them good outcomes, and hopefully we'll take this up in a big way going
How
forward.
do you judge lungs?
So we judge lungs based on a lot of things. The first step is when the government gives us information about the lungs. We have a set of parameters by which we see. So age of the patient, what sort of infections or surgeries they've had before, any disease they've had before, any smoking history that the donor has. And of course, we look at their X-rays that is available. Sometimes CT scans are available if they have a trauma history. We look at that. We look at the gas, how good the oxygen is able to cross the lungs. We have a ratio for that. We look at that. So this is the initial set of information. The main thing that we try to match immediately is the blood group and the height of the person. We cannot put a big lung in a small person, nor can we put a small lung in a big person. And of course, the blood group is important. So we match these two things immediately, and then we go forward and look for our particular recipient donor match. The next step when we reach the donor hospital would be to do a bronchoscopy and make sure that everything internally looks good. There is no infection or anything like that. And then we open up the chest at the time when we accept it for our dressing. We open up and look at all parts of the lung, whether it's expanding well, it's looking as normal and as this thing, and there's no infection or anything finally. And if the lung passes through all of this, there is also a tissue cross-match step where we test the donor recipient combination to make sure that the match is good, and then we accept it. So you can see how complex this is. This has to be done within a period of 4 to 6 hours.